first book is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I read this book when I was very young, and I've read it almost every decade of my life actually. I need to reread it just to remind myself of the story and also to see how it's changed with my life experiences. It's the story of a young girl who grows up in the Deep South in America, and a black man is wrongly accused of raping a white woman. And it's all about the trial because Scout, the young girl, her father is the one who defends the guy who's been accused. I recommend this book because it was written such a long time ago and it changes and grows for me as time goes on. One of the books I've chosen is part of the Garden Gang series by Jane Fisher. I read this when I was very young, and it was written by a girl who was very young. She was about 13 at the time. Actually, she might have been about 9 actually when she first started writing those series, and she created a whole world of vegetables, talking vegetables, who had these adventures and these stories. One of the reasons why she's inspirational to me is that she started writing at a very young age, and so I did as well, because I thought somebody my age can write, so can I. So I wrote some of my first books when I was 13, thanks to Jane Fisher. Next book I'm going to choose is The Family by Buchi Emecheta, and it's a wonderful story about a young girl who is sent to live in England by her family, where her mother and father already live, and she's brought over to look after her younger brothers and sisters. It's all about Gwendolyn and her life here and how her life changes. It's a very emotional story. There are bits of humour in it, but there are also really affecting and upsetting moments in it. I chose this book because it really helped me to sort of move my writing on. I was writing a certain type of book. I read this and I thought, you know what, I can try and write more challenging books. I would recommend it to anybody who wants a fantastic read, an insight into a different type of life to the one that you might have. And I mean, Buchi was a fantastic writer. Yeah. My next book is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. It hasn't changed my life in the way that maybe my other books have, but I really enjoyed this book. My husband actually read it first. It's actually a very engaging story. You're not really sure what you're supposed to make of any of the characters. I'd recommend it if you want a good read, basically. I think this is just something that you can sit down with and really, really enjoy. This book is Noughts and Crosses by Malorie Blackman. She's a fantastic author, a very prolific author, one of my favourites. I'd bought the whole Noughts and Crosses series, and I picked this up to have a flick through and see if it grabbed my attention. I basically stayed up all night reading it, and by the time morning came I was sobbing my heart out. I didn't expect it to end the way it did, and it's very, very rare for a book to make me cry. Noughts are white people, crosses are black people, but in this world that Mallory created, the crosses are the people who are the most important. They have all the privilege, they have most of the wealth, and the noughts live in poverty and are treated very badly. And it's a story of the two children, one's a nought and one's a cross, who fall in love at a very young age and the way that the world affects their relationship. I'd recommend it to anyone who wants a fantastic read, a different take on society. I think it's a fantastic book. I have chosen General Okoye from Black Panther movie because she is fantastic. She has a spear, she has fantastic fighting skills, and she is who I want to be when I grow up.